So Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys passed away. And I know a lot of people associate me with Brian Wilson, at least the people who know me in my life, because in college I was really obsessed with Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys, Pet Sounds, the Smile Sessions, and so on. I would rave about what a musical genius Brian Wilson was. I would romanticize Brian Wilson, and I wanted people to think I was like Brian Wilson. I don't know. I was an immature person, and I romanticized the mental health struggles Brian Wilson lived through, and I wanted people to associate Brian Wilson with me. How did I first hear about his music? I took a history of rock and roll class at Nassau Community College, and the professor was raving about how Pet Sounds is the greatest album of all time, how every note was perfect, how Brian Wilson wanted to create the perfect album. And from there, I got into their surfing and fun summer songs too, and I became a Beach Boy fanatic. My father, heard that I was getting into some classical rock. He got me all their albums, or at least the Pet Sounds and the Sights and Sounds of Summer, and he didn't get me all their albums. He got me a few of their albums. And from there, we saw the Beach Boys' 50th anniversary in 2012. He got me The Lucky Old Sun, the Brian Wilson album. We got the Brian Wilson and Beach Boys album from 2012. That's Why God Made the Radio. And, I would research Brian Wilson. So, obviously it's like a little part of, me has passed away, he was like my idol. He was like my childhood hero. And it's sad that Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys has passed away, because I was a big fan of both Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys. I know some people say you should have been listening to Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift and, Maroon 5. Why were you listening to the Beach Boys? I don't know. While everybody else was listening to modern pop, I was listening to the Beach Boys. And Brian Wilson was like my idol.